Carol, is this
We love it.
for your VCR?
We love it.
Carol, is that a camera for your VCR?
Yeah.
Jane.
Taping it for Mother.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Where's your radio, Papa?
It
We want to hear it on the radio. You turn that way, the music will come through to the radio. Okay, now sing us another one. Please, pretty
was
please.
grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Blessed be the tie that binds our hearts in Christian love, the fellowship of kindred minds is like to that above. When we asunder part, it gives us inward pain, but we shall still be joined in heart and hope to meet again, and hope to meet again.
Beautiful. We love it. Papa,
Yeah,
you know the one you sang about being alone?
what?
You know the one that you sang about being alone that you sang?
Alone he drained the bitter cup and suffered there alone, alone, alone. He bore it all alone. He gave himself to save his own. He suffered, bled and died alone, alone. He suffered, bled and died alone, alone.
That's a sweet song, Papa. Does you like to
Look up here, everybody.
Do you have to let it dry?
Yeah, and it'll be done in a few minutes.
Where?
Our first Christmas with Mama
Now
C?
let us stay turned over for a few minutes, honey.
First Christmas with Mama C. Not especially, no.
Does any Christmas stand out in your memories? You can't
I
remember?
don't think so.
All right, tell me about the Christmas Hubert was born. You remember that one?
What?
Hubert. Uncle Hubert
I saw
was
something.
born
Yeah, it's got to
He's
get a little
born.
darker.
on Christmas.
Let me see
You
it.
remember that one?
No, I don't remember. We had to go down to Grandpa's, whole wagon load
I will
off.
see.
There were 7 other kids,
Yeah,
and you all had to leave the house.
yeah, we had to go somewhere else during the birth. And my neighbor called me to congratulate Father on the new birth. And Father said, it's a boy this time.
You had 6 other boys, and it's a boy this time.
And he had 7 other boys.
We just trying to get you talking about your family.
Okay, let's know.
Sometimes you feel more like it than others, don't you?
Yeah,
There's your mommy. Get they better? See now, you let them dry and get dark.
I've thought a lot about those days since I got to where I can't read and all that. And
Where's Mommy?
retraced our steps from this house to that house to that house, and other back and forth. And
You were born in a schoolhouse, weren't you?
yeah,
Watch your head,
born
you're in
the
front of your mommy.
schoolhouse. Till I was about 4, I guess. I lived there. Then Father bought a farm
I did.
a quarter of a mile away, and we moved there.
Hit first.
Stayed there till 1904.
Wait, I get to keep these?
No, I want you to see the ones we're doing.
He bought a
I already
farm
saw them.
15 miles
Did you see
away.
them?
We moved there and stayed 2 years.
I
Then he bought a
looked at
farm
Can you look at this again? Can I
next
see it
door
again?
to the
I'll give it
one
back
we
to you,
lived
Kimberly. Honest, I
in
promise.
Paulding County. And
Yeah.
we moved back there, stayed 2 years.
Look,
It's a good picture of you.
Then my grandfather
Yeah,
left the old
Kimberly's looking
Coalson
away.
home place
Yeah.
and moved
Oh, sorry.
some distance away. And we moved in his house, stayed a year.
Do y'all have that type of...
Father didn't like being away from his
Yeah.
father,
Ann and Nell took it away.
so he sold that old place and bought one near where my grandfather had moved to. And that's where we lived till I left there, country.
So where did you move to where Mother lived at some point in time? Bring us on through up to the place where you met Mother.
Mom moved into the community, this last community I mentioned.
What was that, Lithia Springs?
No, it's Rockmart, out in the country, Rockmart.
Now, how did you meet Mother?
She lived a quarter of a mile from me.
You just strolled down the road and said hello?
I went to her house to lead her. Yeah.
You searched her out. Did you see her and decide to just go to the house?
I just heard there's a girl there and went over to see about it.
Can you remember that first time?
Yeah,
Tell us about it.
sure. My brother-in-law and Burma got in a buggy and I got in with them, and we went over to her house and picked her up.
Now she's never seen you before, and she got in the buggy with you?
Well, I think I'd met her before at church.
I was gonna hope so. She told me never to get in the buggy with a strange man.
And, she sat in Burma's lap, and I sat in Jay's on the road a while, came back.
Jennifer.
And
That's a pretty little girl.
isn't
Oh,
she beautiful?
We're a little bit.
A little bit sleepy. She's out in the den, so we
He's-
focused in on you.
He's sleepy?
This is nap time.
Oh, I see.
I'd like to hear more about when you first started dating Mother. Did you date her after that first ride?
Intermittently, occasionally. But when they moved to Lithia Springs, I went down there to see her about once a month. And
How far was Lithia Springs now from Rockmont?
oh, 30 miles or so, something like
You
that.
had to go by horse and buggy to date, didn't you?
No, I went in a train.
Oh, on the train. How did y'all date then? Did you go anywhere or just sit in the parlor?
We just sat in the parlor. And
My. No television.
we-
What did you
we-
do?
we walked around over the farm and all like that.
That's
I remember particularly when we were sitting on the banister of the front porch. I won't tell you what happened then, but
I don't think much happened according to the reports I've heard. Yeah, when Annelle was dating, I used to peep around the banister down the steps and watch her. Did
Oh.
Anna peep around the banister at you and Mother?
yeah. Where did we live then?
No, I said I used to peep
I
at
know,
Annelle when she was dating
I know, but where did we live at that time?
in Statesboro.
Statesboro, oh yeah.
Now, did Anna peep around the corner at you and Mother on the banister?
I don't think Anna was ever curious about anything.
About you and Mama. Okay, you dated 2 years before you married. Well, you went to the war in that 2-year period. And
Yeah, I went to Europe. Came back a little over a year later. And that was 1919. My father was already buried when I got home.
that was sad because you didn't know you wouldn't see him again, did you,
That's right.
when you left him?
Last time I saw him, he spent a night trying to find me in Camp Gordon, the soldiers' camp in Atlanta. Finally found me early that morning. He and the man that Mom later married, Don Cesar,
He,
found me.
Grandma Ezel's second husband was a friend of your daddy's.
Yeah, a very close friend. They went together, they drove to town together, they were very close friends. We were neighbors. He lived on the brick house in the community.
Share with me when you decided that you were going to be a preacher.
Just can't get my
When
I
did the
don't
Lord
remember.
call you?
I don't remember. I decided that so early. Fact is, when I was a child, just barely can remember it. My dad's sister and her beau asked me to preach for them. I climbed up on the bank of the road and turned loose on them. That sermon closed by my saying something that wasn't very nice.
did you say?
Now, I don't want to go into that.
How old were you? Did you just not know better, or you were trying to be funny?
I didn't know better.
Oh,
And didn't
Oh,
have,
my goodness.
couldn't think of anything to say but that.
well, you can tell me that later, and if we need to know it, I'll get back to you. When I was a little girl, I pretended to preach in the backyard, and I was baptizing all my dogs,
Oh.
and I ruined them. And Mama was upset because I ruined all my nice dogs,
Cause you
baptizing them.
baptized.
They were a mess, but they were saved.
Mom had a problem when she got you, didn't she? My.
That's what we hear.
Yeah.
Is it right on him? Yep.
Mom, look at me.
Is that those 6 hours or
Look
2?
at me.
2.
2. He doesn't have a fast picture.
Mom.
Papa,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying hearing all this. Fill me back in on yours and Mother's wedding day.
Wedding day?
Yeah. Let's pretend I'm interviewing you.
We've got company here, you don't need to
They know it's okay. It's all right with them. We'll talk about 5 more minutes and then we'll stop, okay?
I got on the train and went down to Lithia Springs. Having written beforehand to the preacher who lived at Douglasville, and told him the time and all. So I went, he came in the afternoon and had the wedding. Mom and I got on the train and went back to Rockmart. And we didn't have any honeymoon. I guess we're not able. We had the honeymoon in the old home there. J.B. and Burma lived there to take care of the children, you know, and so they welcomed us, and we had a good time. Mom was never had her folk weren't rich, you know. She understood that the situation.
It wasn't long before you moved to Macon.
Mm,
You moved to Macon pretty soon.
yeah, but I must go back to for a minute though. I was scheduled to go to the war, and I wanted to get married. And Rena wouldn't. She wouldn't get married. And, so we broke up. We didn't write to one another at all during the war at all. I wrote a correspondence with a girl next door to my home. And
Mama wanted to finish high school.
I guess that was it.
That's what she said.
But she could have finished high school with me at the war.
I hadn't thought about that. That's quite well taken. But you looked her up immediately when you got back, didn't you?
No. Pretty soon, though, pretty soon. I got back in April. May, I guess, was. And I wrote to her about a month after I got back, I guess. went down to see her. And we set the date February the 8th, 1920.
So you were engaged about 6 months after you got back?
Something like that, yes. I have regretted our breakup very much. I wish that I hadn't been so hard-headed and determined to have my way, you know.
Well, a young man in love wants his bride.
Yeah. And I think that may have had some bearing on her attitude during our marriage. May have. But we had 66 years of pretty very fine time, fellowship.
It was Mother's idea to go to Macon, wasn't it? Didn't she say, let's go to
Yeah,
school?
she suggested that I go to Mercer. And I was very willing to do that. I wouldn't have, though, if she hadn't been willing to make that sacrifice. Another thing I've regretted, I wish both of us had attended Mercer. I wish we had.
There's a lot of things we'd do differently, all of us, if we could go back.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Did Mother mention, she didn't mention wanting to go to Mercer, did she?
I don't think she did, no.
She was so well read. I suspect she got a better education than those of us that went and got the degree.
That may have been,
Hubert came down and lived with you a while because your daddy was gone.
yeah. Yeah, he was.
And he didn't stay long though. Did he go back and live with Burma?
Don't know just how much. I think he went back and lived with Mom.
Oh, your mother?
Yeah. Azell place.
Uh-huh.
I think it was. But he, come out of the country into a city school and all didn't suit him.
Well, that's kind of hard
Yeah,
to make an adjustment
it is.
like that. I know when I left a small town and had to adjust to city life, it was hard.
Yeah.
Annelle was born the year you went to Mercer, I guess. You were married in 20. She came in 21.
That's right. November 21.
Do you remember your address? The street you lived on in Macon?
We lived in two places. One was University Place, but I can't remember the other one.
There are pictures of that house. We may see the street number on the house when we look at those pictures.
Might be.
And I was born your first year in Wadley, was I not?
No, we went to Wadley in 25, and you were born in 27.
Oh, yes.
Where did all the people go?
Carol's trying to get Kimberly to go to sleep, which gives us time to take this little break. If she's in here with the crowd, she won't sleep. And if she gets a nap, she'll feel better. She'll be back in a minute.
The niece Whose child is she?
She, David's sister's
David's
little
sister?
girl, Deanne. Uh-huh.
David's sister's child.
Child. Sharon is her mother. Sharon's husband died about 5 years ago.
Oh, is that right?
She's a young widow. Well, will you sing me one more song and then I'll stop pressuring you to be interviewed? What's your favorite song, Papa?
Oh, I think lately Alone has been my favorite.
That's a sad one, but we're sad lately, so I
Yeah.
understand it.
Yeah. My voice is hoarse. I don't sing like I used to do. And my breath is short, too.
Well, just do it if you're comfortable. If not, I'll let you off the hook.
Okay.
I'm going to get my cassette recorder, too. Mine's broken, and I'm going to get a new one and let you do what Hubert is doing. You know, Hubert's, when he feels up to it, he's taping his life, putting his whole life on cassette.